And we'll talk about hot and dry. I want to give a shout out to the wonderful community of Wycheproof, where I was on the weekend, in town, of course, to support a dear friend, former Richmond AFL great Merv Cain, who was launching his latest book, this one about a remarkable Tiwi Islander footballer. Now, if you think it was hot in Melbourne or wherever you were, let me tell you, it was hotter than Hades in Victoria's Mallee. But I'm a local girl, born and bred. That heat was bearable. I must admit, my tolerance to the flies of the Mallee seemed to have deserted me on the weekend. One thing that struck me as I drove along the Calder and later talking to the locals up there was some of the issues in their area. And one of the big ones was their growing opposition to the giant transmission towers planned to run across hundreds of kilometres of private farmland. I stopped by the road and got you some of the signs. Protests there, everywhere. If the government thinks the fight's over, they are kidding themselves. Locals said to me they've only just got started. A shout out to Witchy living legend, Mr. Mick Giddings. Here we are on Saturday. I got the honour of signing this very special Wycheproof t-shirt that's hung in the local museum. Now, Mick's one of those rare individuals you find in country towns across this country who do more for others than they ever do for themselves. Over many years, he's amassed a huge collection of artefacts and stories about the settlement of the local area, stories that involve my dad and his family going back some 6 generations, many other families too. Now, sadly, my generation looks like it's the end of the line of the Credlins born in Wycheproof, but I tell you what, my heart's still there. My late dad always said to me, never forget where you come from. I promise you, Wycheproof, I never have. So if you're driving up the Calder, stop in please at Mick's Museum in Wycheproof. Tell him Peta Credlin sent you along and he'll tell you stories of the extraordinary resilience of the men and women that built everything we have today. I did wonder as I drove home with my air-conditioned car what they would make of our crazy world today and the snowflake generation in particular, but we'll leave that for another day.